Oh, hi guys. Give me a second. I started early just because going live on my phone, and I just wanted to make sure everything was copacetic. But for anybody in here, so I'm not using my usual streaming software. If you guys can let me know if you can see me and hear me okay, that would be fantastic. Let me just make sure it's on my laptop. Let me see. Okay, looks like I'm here. Okay. No one's in the chat. Oh, I got a heart. Okay, thanks so much. Okay, we're gonna start in like 3 minutes. But yeah, I was supposed to put out a video today, but I'm not gonna lie, I only have like 3 lashes left on this eye, and it looks atrocious. So, and I don't have like a lash appointment until tomorrow, because I wanted to like make it as close to the weekend as possible. Because this weekend is my 20-year reunion. I can't believe it's been that long. But yeah, so that's why I was like, let me just go live, because when I go live, I don't have to get my makeup done and shit. I don't know. I feel like y'all are okay with me not wearing makeup when I'm live versus like videos that I make, they're like gone out to the masses and it's not just my subscribers. So y'all are more forgiving of when I look wretched than the rest of the world. Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome. As always, we're going to get started in like 2 minutes. Again, I just wanted to start early to make sure this was all working okay. But yeah, you naturally beautiful. Thank you so much. Everybody says that like, oh, I like women without makeup or like no filters or nothing. But y'all are the ones who like fall for it. Like, y'all also think I look good with makeup on. So yeah, but thank you. I appreciate y'all thinking that I don't need makeup. That's very nice of you. And at the same time, I look better with it. What? What do you want? So normally at this time, we're going to the DOGPARK. So you guys can't see, but Tyrion is just like gawking at me, like just staring dead in my eyes, just sitting and staring at me. It's cute. Okay, so we're gonna get started in T-1 minute. But yeah, just to make sure everybody can see me okay, hear me okay. I always love to check in with y'all. Show of hearts. Can y'all see me and hear me okay? For the people that are in here. Awesome. Okay, cool. All right, so I like to be like specifically on time. We're not going. Okay, it's time. All right, so welcome to the live stream, guys. As usual, I am Jessica J, former marriage and family therapist turned dating coach for men. I was also on Playboy Radio and on Nightline. And as usual, I'm here to talk to you about women, how we women really think, what we really want. And as the title would ensue, I'm going to talk to you about my weekend. But don't be fooled, because I did not get laid this weekend. I did not so much as have anyone cop a feel this weekend. It's been a slow summer. What can I say, guys? But I did have a pretty wild weekend because my girlfriend's done got some action. So for those of you who don't know, I am going to talk about what I posted in the community tab yesterday about my Friday night. But basically, it's based off the premise that I'm constantly telling my clients, which is we women are very forgiving and very giving of second chances. So one of the things that always happens in my coaching program. For those of you who don't know, my coaching program consists of 12 weekly sessions where me or one of my coaches watches you interact with one of my practice girls. And then we come back on and we talk to you about the times you were disconnecting, the times you were connecting, what worked, what didn't work. And then you hear from the practice girl as well. And it's funny, anytime the conversation ends well, I'll come back on the call, or my coaches will come back on the call, and we'll ask the girl, hey, how was that for you? And the girls will be like, oh my God, that was so fun. That was so great, blah, blah, blah. And then I go back to my notes and I'm like, hey, Trisha, when he said XYZ and you made this face, what was going on in your head? And she'd be like, oh yeah, I forgot about that part. So by the time the conversation's done and the guys have finally gotten to this place where they do have good engagement, they do have good back and forth, they are getting the girls to laugh, the girls forget all the other bad stuff that happened before that. And one thing I like to tell my clients is nobody remembers the turbulence once you land that plane. So show of hearts, how many of you have experienced turbulence on a plane in your life and have still gone on to get on another flight after? Show of hearts, how many of you have gone on another flight after once experiencing turbulence? Okay, I got a bunch of hearts. And that's how it works for us women once you do something right. We forget about all that turbulence. So case in point, let's talk about this weekend. Okay, so I was out with my two girlfriends. They're actually moving to another state. So it was like the last night the three of us would all go out together. So it was pretty wild bar hopping night. And so we get to the last bar that we're at, and at this point I'm sitting down. I'm so fucking rocked. I'm just sitting. And my two girlfriends are standing, and there's a live band playing. So they're, it's like me here, and they're just standing here dancing. And then I see some guy start talking to my one girlfriend. And the where I'm sitting, it's like, so if I'm sitting here, the exit to the bar is right here. So I'm like literally at the door. At one point, I started checking IDs. Don't even get me started with the things I do when I'm drunk. Anyway, so I'm sitting on the bouncer's chair, and I see this guy start talking to my girlfriend. So I see him talking to my one girlfriend, me and my other girlfriend are kind of just sitting here, listening to the music, blah, blah, blah. And so then my one girlfriend over here taps my girlfriend over here, and they start talking. And so then this guy, he's just kind of standing there. So then he looks at me and he goes, and then he goes to walk out, but he has to pass me to walk out the bar. So I grab him and I go, try again. And I literally turn him around and like push him back towards my girlfriend, and they start talking again. Love it. So they're talking again. And so then I'm over here with my other girlfriend, and I see this guy behind her, just like looking at her, and she's stunning. So he's just looking at her. So I turn her around and I say to them, I'm like, talk to each other. And so then they just start talking to each other. So this is great. I'm very happy. I want my girlfriends to have a good time. I want them to get laid. It's their last night in town, the three of us. So I'm like all about it. I am matchmaker of the year. So my one girlfriend is talking to this one dude. Girlfriend number two is talking to this dude. And she looks at me because I'm just sitting here by myself. And she goes, do you want to go? And I'm like, yeah, I could go. So I stand up to leave. And I do leave. I literally walk out the bar thinking she's right behind me. And so the dude who was talking to her, when I was like, talk to each other, the dude who was talking to her follows me out. And he's like, hey, why are you leaving? And I was like, we're ready to go. And he goes, I still want to talk to your friend. So I go, why don't you tell her you want her to stay? And so then he like kind of looks at me. And he turns around and he says to my friend, and he goes, I want you to stay. And she was like, okay. So then they go back at it. So then I'm like, my work here is done. I get in the Uber. I go home, whatever. So the next morning, Not the next morning, let's be honest. So the next day, by the time I'm actually like feeling better, like I look at my text and like, ladies, what happened? So girl number one with the guy who's literally walking out the bar before I turned him around, she was like, oh my God, we were up like talking all night and making out, and they like didn't sleep together, but she was with him till 4:30 in the morning. And then my other girlfriend definitely had a much wilder time. Let's just leave it at that. So yeah, moral of the story is both of these men basically kind of bombed the first time. And I don't even want to say bombed the first time. Guy number one kind of gave up. He got pretty discouraged because my girlfriend started talking to my other friend, and he was, he probably felt like a chode just standing there watching her talk. But yeah, all he needed was that second chance, and she probably would have thought nothing of it if he left. But turned around, tried to edit again. And this other guy, my girlfriend, was the one who asked me if I wanted to leave. So her and I, here we are, ready to leave. And then this guy, all he says to her is, I want you to stay. So one thing I want you guys to take from this is that we women give second chances more than you even realize. We are so willing to give second chances. In fact, sometimes some of us are really desperate to give second, third, fourth chances. We just don't want you to say and do the same exact fucking thing, especially if we turn you down. Now, guy number one wasn't turned down. Guy number two clearly wasn't interesting enough because my girlfriend was like, do you want to get out of here? So he clearly flipped the script when he said to my friend directly, I want you to stay. And then boom, they had a pretty wild night. I'll just tell you guys that right now. So yeah, that's one thing I want you guys to take from this. And this is something I'm always talking to my clients about is, as long as you work on it, as long as you come back around with a different feeling to give her. Some of you aren't making women feel anything for you. But imagine if you knew how to get a woman feeling something for you the second you opened your mouth. And that's exactly what we help all of our clients do in my 12-week coaching program, is get to that place where you're not losing out on these girls. You don't need Jessica J to fucking stand there and push you back towards women, which in essence is something my clients always say, Jessica, I heard you in the back of my head. I heard you in the back of my head. And I'm like, good, because eventually my voice is going to be replaced by your own voice. So if you know you want that ability to nudge yourself to even start, or that ability to get back in the game, or that knowledge and execution to be able to pick it back up when you have dropped the ball, book your call with me now, jessicajdating.com/book. That's exactly what we help all our clients do in 12 weeks or less. And I'll tell you guys right now, that was actually going to be my topic for today. But what I'm going to do instead on Wednesday is I'm going to do a video, and it's going to be about this stuff, but I'm going to talk about how to know the reason you fucked up mid-conversation and what to do about it so that your second chance means something, right? Because too many of you guys are, okay, I'm going to go, I'm going to try, but you're trying the same exact thing every time, which is why you keep bombing with her. But the point isn't to try the same thing. The point is to get her feeling the right way. And if you bomb, chances are you don't have her feeling anything, or you got her feeling really fucking bad about you, which you definitely don't want. So make sure you tune in on Wednesday to find out exactly how you're bombing with the women you want. If you are bombing, what to do instead, so that your second chance actually means something. And if you know you want me or my team helping you get to that place where you can go up and talk to any woman you want, or you do have that in the moment nudge of sorts to get back in there, and you do have the knowledge and the wherewithal to make your second chance count, book your call with me right now, jessicajdating.com/book. I put the link in the chat. I'm going to put it up again. https://jessicajdating.com/book. And yeah, let's talk about making it happen, guys. The year is halfway over. Summer is almost over. It's July 15th. Oh my God, summer's almost over. So yeah, how do you want the rest of your summer to pan out? How do you want the rest of your year to pan out? How do you want the rest of your life to pan out? Because, guys, if you're watching this, chances are it's not panning out the way you want it to. And I promise you we can change that, but only if you'll let us help you. Again, jessicajdating.com/book. Don't forget, we give second chances like a motherfucker. And thanks for being here, guys. I will see everybody on Wednesday. Take care.